Brit. Let's go. Let's go.
That does make sense. You were right in that one. If you just think that way, maybe I would just say that's a rude call by saying like you are being rude. But yeah, true.
Like I have a preference. Like it's my preference to not talk to to this. So it's that's a different thing from. So I'm not even arguing with you on the whatever you said. That's like I'm just withdrawing from the conversation and explaining why, and perhaps you could say, "Oh, well, I'm not stupid," but that's like my evaluation. Or like it's
reasoning.
So it's like I'm giving my reasoning for not wanting to engage with you rather than just ghosting you, right? And just disappearing and
that is
explanation. Yeah. So it's it's not even engaging. So it's not even engaging with what you said. And it kind of could perhaps by someone be implied that
No, I don't have those powers, Yunshao. I don't think I should. You were given all the instructions on planet Earth. And you got yourself banned really quickly anyways. I can't justify even trying to go to a bet for you. But I also don't have those kind of powers. I barely have basic mod powers in VAB, which I don't use.
And he literally, whenever...
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, I know why what happened. I had to re-instruct a few things. It's gonna be better now. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to rearrange a few things.
And where are you from, Soyo?
Sorry, everything is balanced now, I think.
Where are you from?
Sweden.
Oh, nice.
I think now it's put one in the chat if now it sounds okay, balanced from that side and me. I think now it's supposed to be okay. Maybe I'll increase my volume a little bit anyways. You're not getting unbanned. There you go. The bloody mod extraordinaire told you you're not getting unbanned. So there you go. He's banned from my... Yunshao, when are you gonna start reconsidering your position on animal exploitation? Because this is what I'm here for, right? And once you do it, I'm actually gonna go on a bat for you in my personal Discord server. I'm gonna do stuff for you. But you shouldn't be thinking about like what you can get out of it. So I'm not gonna tell you what I'm thinking of doing, right? For you. You should do this because it's the right thing to do, the just thing to do. So when are you gonna stop being an asshole to animals? Is what I want to know.
Read on me. I don't know. How do I have to catch that one?
No, but like my point was not to watch out for slippery slope. It's that people will call out that this is a logical fallacy when it isn't. and like for example, if when you test their logic, they will say that you are committing a slippery slope by testing their logic when you're not. You're not saying that their logic could lead to something down the line. You're showing them what their logic already implies, which is different, which is not a slippery slope fallacy.
Oh, it's weird that Yunshao disappeared once I've asked to actually look inward. Yunshao, this is the thing, right? You expect religious people to have some kind of introspection. Why aren't you affording the same to your personal thoughts and beliefs? Surely you understand it's not out of the realm of possibility that you are wrong on the proposition it's okay to exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. Surely you understand that it could be that you have this belief for no good goddamn reason, the way religious people have their beliefs for no good goddamn reason, except for the grow up doing it, practicing it, being told to do this. So you all of a sudden disappearing out of my chat is sus and cringe, to be honest.
It's not. Yeah, that would be a slippery slope. But
Oh, sorry, you didn't get to hear what a slippery slope is. I'm sorry, guys. I suppose Google exists, so. I was working on a fucking site that would have all the logical informal fallacies and would have examples from animal ethics, basically. But I stopped working on it because other things overpowered, but I should get back. I think there were like only little small changes that I have to still do, and it's gonna be absolutely ready. Absolutely ready. So, wait, Tone, did you ban Yunshao from our thing as well? No, good. Okay. Yunshao, you seem to be obsessed about being unbanned from VIB, where you're not even willing to answer my question, which is a question that you should be talking about in VIB anyways. When are you going to consider your deeply held belief that it's okay to exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff? I've been talking to you this entire time, and you've been quiet, and you come back with help me, help me. Well, let it go. You're not going back to VIB until you actually fucking address your exploitation and slaughter of animals. Consider that and stop obsessing about VIB.
and we just haven't found good evidence of this, right? Or we have had before, and now
your path on being a good philosopher, a good person, Yunshao, doesn't go through veganism is better Discord channel on Discord server. It doesn't go through there. So it's of no value to you right now. What is of value is going by logic and looking inward right now, as because you're a teenager, right? Basically. So for you to look for external things right now is inconsequential. You will continue to get banned from places where you were specifically told to be a certain way, and you misinterpreted that, right? Look inward. Stop blaming them, the mods. Start looking at what you are doing. And if you're gonna continue talking about this being banned from VIB for very specific reasons, very specific accusations, I'm going to ask Tone to provide evidence for me for why he was banned, for why you were banned. And then I'm gonna ban you from here as well. Because I trust Tone to not overreact. He's a mod in my server and in my channel as well. And if he banned you for what he says he banned you for, I trust it to be true. But if you're gonna continue bringing it up, I'm gonna ask for evidence. And then I'm gonna find out who you are. So while I'm still willfully ignorant about why you were banned from VIB and willfully not asking for evidence for that, take my grace and be better. There are sometimes it feels unjust what we are going through, and it prevents some of us from looking inward. And I want you to not do that, because I can see great things for you, Yung Shao, for how you are, how much you ask questions, and how interested you are in ethics and in what is true and what is not. But this can't come with this complex of Yung Shao is always right and everybody else is always wrong. It could be, it's not out of the realm of possibility that your teenage mind doesn't recognize what was said as bad. And everybody else in there who are grown-ups, who've considered their ethical positions on a bunch of stuff, almost all stuff, many times before, that they do recognize what you said is bad. So it could be that you're wrong and they're right. So take my grace, stop crying about being banned from VIB before I'll ask for evidence, and move on with introspection. Take the position that you could be wrong as a default position. You know, in scientific, when the scientific, what do you call it? The scientific method is, you first assume that the null hypothesis is always right, right? You first assume that your hypothesis is wrong. And that's how you go into, in case of scientific discoveries, you go into a study by assuming that you are wrong. That's how I actually, in the past couple of years, operate as well. I go into a new thing thinking I'm probably wrong, and that people who've been dealing with that thing are probably right. And that's the best way to reach the truth. So you shall assume that Tone is right and do the introspection. Yeah? I'm going to continue being incredibly graceful to you by ignoring what Tone just said. Don't take it for granted, because one more thing from you, and I'm going to ask him for evidence.
Yeah, you like to do it, Knight. You like to do it, I know that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
So any claim you're making, you need to provide evidence, otherwise we can make all...
And by the way, don't take this as like a threat or like a manipulation control. You do what you want, Yun Shao. You do what you want. I'm just trying to, quote unquote, mother you. I'm just trying to raise you to be better than I was raised. Yeah. By providing you a way to reach the truth.
what?
You have no evidence for your claims.
Can you make me just talk?
I cannot make you talk, no.
Wait. Does the planet have a life? Does he have a life? Does
The planet,
she have
no,
a
does
soul?
not have a life. No.
Plants.
Plants have a life, but soul does not exist, so plants cannot have something that they do not exist.
But she have pain.
Who's a
No,
she?
that-
No, plants don't feel pain. Do you have any evidence that plants feel pain?
Like, yeah. Like, I wanted to share that. Did you know?
Okay, show me the evidence.
Can I continue? Did you know that if
No,
you cut?
not until you show me the evidence.
That's
I
that
do
voice
not
is
have
familiar. That
a.
voice is fucking familiar to me.
Okay, so why are you making a claim
Wait,
without
wait.
any evidence
Can you
behind it?
search that first?
Yeah, well, I have evidence that plants don't feel pain.
Give me your evidence.
Sure, here you go. I'll drop it right now in the chat. Bam, dropped.
Right
Sorry,
there.
I will not join any link.
Oh, okay, so you will not actually look at the evidence. That's fine. Well, I provided the evidence.
But I wanted to search if you want to have improvement.
So yet again, plants
you
don't
search?
have a
I want you
consciousness,
to
if that's what you're
search.
claiming.
Can
What do you want me to
make
search?
just go on Google? So I want to now to write. Is that real? That if you cut a tree,
Yeah,
the
see?
tree will make
No
the
pain
tree that
perception.
behind her
Right there.
will give him a thought or electronic thing, like a chemics thing that will make her her leaves more stronger. So that's like you say
Chemical
like with,
signal, I
other
think. Calcium,
there's
I
a
think. I think it's.
I think you understand me. I know that my English is not the best thing, but yes.
Yeah, your mind is not.
Yeah,
resting right
So-
I think there's like calcium or some other chemical that they use for signaling, but this does not mean that,
Yes.
that they're
Well, that
aware
means-
of anything.
She feel if you do anything for her.
What
And
makes you say that?
anything that you have alive, that means he feel pain if it's not an atomic thing.
What's the evidence for that? Jesus Christ.
Yo,
It's like
Yo.
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 Hello?
How's it feeling tonight?
It's it's so weird. People think plants and
Oh.
animals are the same thing, and then like
Farming
try and
should be illegal.
defend it
Change my
tooth
mind.
and nail. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
They don't actually think that. They just say it to get out of the moral obligation to spare animals.
I don't know. Like I reckon, but then I reckon there's people that really probably do believe it.
Yeah, probably. This is not the
Believe in
person.
what?
This person who was just here, he doesn't believe it. He's just saying it to get out of. It's get out of jail
Yeah.
free card.
Yeah, but even still,
accountability.
like it goes against if they like really care about plants, then they would go plant based.
Yeah.
So it's
Are
just
you against vegan?
against vegan.
What?
No.
Okay.
No,
I just joined in late, so I didn't
Against
actually.
vegetarian, isn't it? Against vegetarian? Or no, against like believing they're the same thing. Are you saying that's what people think?
So was that vegetarian and vegan?
People think. Are you saying that they think it's the same thing? Plants and
No.
meat.
Plants and potatoes and cows. They think it's the same thing.
Oh no.
okay.
You know, just the usual plants feel pain. Plants, and they use the plants are alive. Not this like, do they feel pain? It's like plants are alive. Ah.
Yeah.
It's basically category error. They assign traits of sentience to things that are alive, which is, fallacy. It's
So-
just fallacy. Okay.
there's
So,
Who was that?
there,
so what's the hot topic tonight? What's the hot topic tonight? What do we?
there's there are positions in philosophy that like goes even beyond that we should value all life equally, that into that we should value all all things equally, even if they're not sentient. It's not even panpsychism that says or anything like that. It's just saying that we should value a stone because even if it's not a living being, it's still a being. Even if it's not a conscious being, we should still evaluate equally because it's an object. It's called object-oriented ontology, and and there's biocentrism that values like bacteria and everything because it's biological. But like object-oriented ontology seems the most extreme because it like applies to any object equally.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But you know, the crazy part is some people come up with some analogy by saying, imagine you were like paralyzed, you don't feel anything, and then shall I cut you? And I'm like, fuck no. What do you mean? And then say, but bro, you're paralyzed. And I was like, what the fuck? But still I'm conscious there, man. I still exist.
Yeah.
And then he said, your brain is completely shut down, you don't react, but you're living. How about then? And I'm like, that's abnormal. I still exist there, buddy. I want to still live.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So I'm kind of new to this like whole vegan thing. Does anyone have like some like sort of meal plans like, at all?
Jesus Christ, Ozzo. Stop. As a stop,
baked
can you stop
beans?
making noises? Or we will catch you in
The main thing. Yeah.
I plan nothing. I just like whatever I have in the fridge, and I just chuck it all together and put a sauce with it. And
Yeah, I literally do the same. I do the exact same thing. I can't be bothered playing stuff.
I'm not like some gym junkie or anything. Fucking-
Yunshao, literally in this chat, Tone twice explained why you were banned. And he done that in my Discord server as well. So, like, it's, you're really listening selectively if you don't know why you were banned. Hey, Bunny, what's up?
Knows exactly what he's done.
Yeah. I usually plan to eat like mushroom soup and I really like pumpkins.
Pardon me.
Mushroom soup. Haven't had that in a while.
Yeah.
I still get like plant-based meats. Even I get the plant-based chicken schnitzel. Like I love my chicken burgers.
Bro, you know how much I love chicken schnitzel.
Yeah. So I just get my plant-based chicken schnitzel and it's all sweet. Did
So
the
originally it
TVP?
wasn't. The what?
Sorry, Tone, can you do me a favor? Can you explain to Yung Shao one more time, maybe in the Discord server and not publicly, for why Yung Shao was banned? Maybe provide evidence to him in his personal, channel, right? So that we fucking stop hearing about it. I understand you're on the verge of meltdown. I understand that. I understand you can't necessarily stop that. But Tone have explained many times at this point, to the point where I'm really, really willfully ignorant why you were banned many times. So maybe, Tone, you can like explain it like as if it was a child, because Yung Shao is literally a child. Can you explain it to them in the Discord server? I don't know.
My sauces, big on my
potatoes.
sauces. Oh, sorry.
I love my potatoes.
What potatoes?
I nearly have my potatoes.
Okay, yeah.
I nearly have them every night.
Yeah, such a good filler. And bland, so you can just like add a sauce or any spice, you can make it anything.
Oh.
Really.
Mate, I'm big on spice.
My friend just got me onto this new sauce. Clearly, like he made a lot of.
They're just talking about fucking food, which is unproductive. So yeah, what should I do? yeah, fuck me. Inshallah.
That's yum as well. I love drinking the milk out of it. So
I got the
tasty.
new. Have you tasted the coconut water chocolate?
Yeah, I have actually. It's pretty good too.
Oh my god! I was like, because I love chocolate milkshake, and just that was
Yeah.
just like
What's up with vegan? And
I get to
healthy?
drink chocolate milkshake without the milk.
They're just
Yeah.
talking about shit.
Legit.
All right. Fuck. I've been having a bad day, guys. Not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on for long, especially since there is no conversations. If anybody who's not vegan listening in, and wants to have a discussion about anything pertaining to veganism, this is the time. Frankly, this is a good time to do that. And do I have anybody watching on Kick? I think maybe not. Let me check it out. One person is viewing on Kick, so I think that's probably gonna be a vegan person. I think it's Salad Fogel who prefers to look at it on in a horizontal fashion. But yeah, if you're not vegan, this is the time to show up. You can subscribe and unsubscribe later. Don't worry about that. I'll give you a link to my Discord server or to Google Meets, and we can have a discussion on why you're not vegan yet or anything pertaining to veganism. Because, yeah, I figured it's you, Salad Fogel. So, yeah, I don't know what to do because it's a conversation about food, which I'm not incredibly interested in. I don't know who's vegan, who's not, because half the people that don't have vegan labels, but they talk about vegan food. So I have no idea what to do.
That's it. It's all about calories, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested. I don't know. Give me your deeply held belief, and I'm gonna destroy your life right now, or agree with it. I don't know. One of the two things is gonna happen. I just don't know what to do at the moment. Let me see if I have something interesting to talk about. Maybe somewhere in my Discord server. There's something interesting. Oh yeah, there are a few like good vegan news, I suppose. So cultivated meat have been rolling out some it's not plant-based, but it's like vegan non-plant-based, I suppose, or it's an improvement on current practices, I suppose. So cultivated meat and family pet food, Friends and Family Pet Food launches cultivated meat for cats and dogs in Singapore. So it's basically treats at this point. So it also supposedly give them good teeth and gum care. And it's like this cool product that if you have lots of money at this point, you can buy it for your pet once in a while. Alt proteins fight me, yeah. Yeah, tone. For real. So this is like one of the first things I think that rolled out actual cultivated meat, alt protein for cats and dogs. Californian firm. Let me just increase the size of that. Launched a range of functional products featuring cultivated poultry meat in the city state, starting with 8 treats this month. And 4 meal toppers in May. It's the first company to sell cultivated pet food in Asia. They started produces human-grade meat from the cells of farrow quail, a game bird native to Japan, and receive regulatory approval from Singapore. Wait, so Friends and Family Pet Food So who's the company? Which company is it, right? That would be important to find out. Why do pets get it before us? Well, it's the regulatory approval. It's a little easier. And it's easier to roll out a treat rather than a food. And it's easier for people to adopt a novel food for pets than it is for humans, right? So there are several things going on to why it's wise for cultivated meat companies to first go into pet food while they're waiting for approval on human food. So yeah, there are several things going on here. Startup produces human-grade meat. So are they naming the startup? I want to know who they are. Friends and family pet food. Yeah, I want to know who they owned by, because usually when you get they split the company in two. Basically, they produce they separate pet food from human food, so that because people are really fucking touchy-feely about their own personal consumption of food, and they don't want to eat, like, historically they don't want to eat pet food, right? And so it would be really silly if a company rolled out both human food and pet food out under the same logo, under the same name, right? That would be silly. Why do I have a suspicion that some clowns will still refuse to not eat animals even when meat comes around? It's not natural, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the appeal to nature fallacy is the biggest thing that we kind of need to destroy, in my opinion. I'm always looking for a way to address that. I think I have it, but the point is, though, somebody needs to be even slightly evidence-based in order to break that mold in their head. And most people who are like appeal to nature, they don't give, they're not evidence-based, they don't care. But basically, there are quite a lot of studies on animals who have certain biological adaptation and has like the biological label of either herbivore, omnivore, or carnivore, or even like obligate carnivore and stuff like that, right? Showing being on a different dietary pattern and not totally okay. In case of cats, for instance, they are on obligate carnivore, but yet most pet food is like 50-50, 50% plants. So they are already like basically omnivores. They eat like omnivores at least, right? So it's because pet food puts in a synthetic taurine into food, right? So animals need nutrition, animals need nutrients, not ingredients. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's an obligate carnivore. Oh, it's gonna, if you give a cat fiber, well, nobody is advocating to give a cat a fiber, right? Isolates exist for a reason. They exist for us and exist for animals as well. But people are just like really married to this idea, oh, it's an obligate carnivore, it cannot live without meat. Wrong, sorry. And we have even evidence to the other side. We have evidence to herbivores being fed animal products. So yeah, you can ask the fucking question. Holy shit, Jesus Christ. Yeah, ask the fucking question while I'm talking, all right? So there is like evidence where calves have blood, actual dry freeze blood, put into their formula. So that's like an animal product that isn't mother's milk that put into formula, and it saves lives. Like basically there are less calf deaths on farms. So just saying an animal is a herbivore, an animal is an omnivore, an animal is a carnivore, it's absolutely fucking meaningless, because we have evidence that you can feed the non-biologically appropriate diet to somebody and they're better for it, right? So yeah, like putting aside the obvious problem with feeding calves formula, anyways, right? They do better on a formula that isn't that includes blood in it. And cats, we do have some evidence that cats are sometimes better on, like, you know, in general, on statistically, doing better on well-balanced, complete and balanced plant-based diets. So, and dogs are definitely doing better on plant-based diets. By definitely, I mean, we do have evidence for it. And so, like, if I could swing a magic wand and disappear one fucking thought process from the world, it would be this. It would be the appeal to nature fallacy. It's destructive. It kills people. It kills animals, right? So it's an immensely terrible thing. Ugh. I ate French fries for 3 days after 2.5 years, 2.5, I'm supposing, of self-care with fruit and vegetables, and I'm damaged with millions of explanations, symptoms, my jaw is numb. French fries don't do that. You are probably experiencing a nocebo effect, where you had extreme bias against this food, and now you ate that food, and now you're experiencing symptoms that don't even come from eating French fries. I'm sorry, my dude, just doesn't happen. And you are also going through post hoc ergo prompter hoc fallacy potentially, right? If it's not a nocebo effect, it's post hoc ergo prompter hoc fallacy. And so if this continues, just go to a doctor. You could have something actually wrong with you that has nothing to do with you eating fries. Could be that something is wrong. My head feel inflamed. Maybe literally fries don't cause that, right? Seed oils generally don't increase head inflammation. We don't have any evidence for that. In fact, we have evidence to the opposite, that seed oils are generally healthy for us, especially when replacing animal-based fats. So you are experiencing a nocebo effect, and I can't help you that, except for you should start amending your brain rot, really. So do I eat fries? Generally not, because I have to. So I have a genetic predisposition to diabetes, so I count calories, or not count calories, but I watch my calories, and fries have like a lot of calories, but I'm not against it. Once in a while, I'll eat chips, yeah, and I don't experience those things. I eat fried food. Maybe I eat deep fried food, I would say, once every 2 weeks. I do eat French fries once in a while. I eat deep fried food maybe every 2 weeks or so, just because I just don't have time to eat dinner. So I go and buy like a falafel dish, and sometimes it comes with fries. And most of the time I say no, because I need to reduce calories. But once in a while, I'm like, I haven't eaten much at all today, so I need all the calories I can take. And so I take the French fries as well. So yeah, once in a while, yeah. And I don't experience numbness or inflammation in the head. So, all right. Thank you for this very, very important question that I had to stop talking about for. Humans are the worst, pointing a correlation correctly. Yeah. Ooh, actually, Simon Hill released a post that I wanted to read. I couldn't read it on my phone because it's fucking tiny, but maybe we can read it together. So, let me see. Can we increase it somehow? You see, it's fucking tiny. Just fucking. Okay. So, let's try to read it anyways. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. Oh, let me also reduce this bit brighter, make it a little brighter right here. So, how to think like a scientist and not get fooled. So, your brain is wired for stories, not statistics. Here's a working toolkit for separating signal from noise in nutrition and health and everywhere else. So, Simon Hill is pretty smart. He's pretty evidence-based. He's right about most things, but not all things, because he's not vegan. But he's like 90% plant-based, and he does promote a plant-based diet as a good idea, generally speaking. So, I don't know. I relatively trust his judgment sometimes, most of the time, sorry. So, your brain is wired for patterns, not truth. We see faces in clouds, causes in coincidences, and confirmation in stories that flatter what we already believe. Knowing this is the starting point. Confirmation bias, seeing what we believe. We notice that supports our what supports our existing view and quietly discount what doesn't. The data hasn't changed, our attention has. This is why it's kind of important not to hold strong beliefs. And it's really hard to let go of this notion that beliefs, holding strong beliefs, right? Because just remember myself like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more at this point, I'm not sure. And I was listening to somebody saying, I don't hold strong beliefs. And I'm like, how can you? How can you do that? And here I am today. I don't hold strong beliefs. I even have like not a separator, but a qualifier that would make me go ex-vegan, which is if we find out that animals are not sentient, I'm gonna go ex-vegan because it wouldn't matter anymore. I have pretty strong credence in plant-based dieting being, not plant-based dieting, I mean veganism as an ideology being, right? I have pretty strong beliefs, like credence that plant-based dieting is possible for all, if not most, or if not all people, right? Even though to some people it's going to be harder. Yeah, so, but I still do have like confirmation bias sometimes. It's almost inevitable, and but it becomes easier once you stop holding like really strong beliefs. I have something in right there that I keep touching. It's gonna get worse. I have this skin disorder that now is getting out of hand a little bit, but there's one indicator of it. I hope it doesn't go to my face, though. It usually doesn't. So narrative bias. So sorry, confirmation bias. We notice what supports our existing views and quietly discount what doesn't. The data hasn't changed, our attention has. Narrative bias, a clean, compelling story beats a messy data set every time. Persuasion is not the same as evidence. So if somebody is talking to you about stories when talking about nutrition or ethics, right? If they're giving you only a story, it could be true, but it could not be, right? But the point is, though, stories are generally more convincing than counterpart evidence, which we can see in carnivore dieting, for instance. They have a very strong story of we've been eating meat for thousands of years. It's biologically appropriate diet for us, which is, even as a story, it's bullshit, right? But it wouldn't even matter because whatever is biologically appropriate doesn't dictate what we actually need to eat, right? It depends on our goals. If the goals are to fuck at 13, have children at 13 and die early, yeah, go all in and eat a carnivore diet, right? And just don't use any of the modern advantages that we're giving ourselves, like vaccines, antibacterials, and so on and so forth, right? Just stop using those as well. But if you want a long, healthy life, evidence shows that meat-based diet is not the best choice. So, and then availability bias. What's easy to recall feels more true than what isn't. Vivid examples skew the picture. Absence of examples doesn't. That's why I have this. That's the reason I have this. Two possible worlds. World A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. World B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. This will be easier to remember than anything else, right? Than like me just talking to somebody that, in fact, little anecdote from medical world. These days, every time I go to a doctor, right, and get, for instance, I have allergic rhinitis right now, right? I have like inflammation of this area, anyways, and I go to quite many doctors for it. It's just like unsolvable at this point. But every time they give me like a drug to use, like that I'm holding right now is like an antihistamine spray. They show me how to use it. They go, right? And then go the other side. And because that's what I'm going to remember. Whereas if they only talk to me about whatever, I'm generally going to remember 3 things. And that's even like, I'm probably going to be remembering a little more because I have like a pretty phenomenal memory. But you're in a situation, in an abnormal situation, where most people are going to remember 3 things, if any. And so by showing me how to use this drug, by showing me how to use this antihistamine, they're assuring that I'm going to use it properly. And that's like actually like incredibly important. I find it incredibly important for me as well. I don't have dietary histamines. I don't have dietary allergies. I have environmental allergies, all of them. Frankly, at this point, I think I'm just allergic to everything in my area, everything. Dust mites, I have hay fever, I am allergic to dogs, cats, and most animals, basically. So, bubble boy right here. Anyways, and so availability, what is easy to recall feels more true than what isn't. So puppetry is important to use in advocacy, I think, because people will remember, like, that's why like we show Dominion as well. I think remembering that gore is going to be easier than remembering what somebody said. And so if you get successfully stuck some images in somebody's head, they're more likely to go vegan at some point, not immediately, obviously. It worked for me is not evidence. So personal stories are where a question starts, not where it ends. 3 reasons anecdotes fail as evidence. 1, the placebo effect. You have the other side of it. What's your name? Nora Barharian, sorry. You have the nocebo effect, which is the other side of the placebo effect. You feel better in part because you expect it to. Belief alone produces measurable changes in symptoms. In fact, it can produce up to, I think, 40% relief. If you give somebody in pain a pill and tell them this is, depending on a person, they can have up to 40% relief in pain just by taking a sugar pill. So our minds are incredibly strong when it comes even to like stuff like pain and shit. And if you ever get like really sick, keeping hope is like really important, in my opinion. Carcinogenic substances are the result of your downfall and complete failure to avoid the traps in the grocery store. There are no carcinogenic things in the grocery store, not in the reasonable amounts. If you eat, I suppose if you eat like 7,000 calories of potato chips every day, something in there is gonna be promote cancer at some point, but in reasonable amounts it doesn't. So that's just like a lie. Why are you lying, Baharian? I mean, I understand that you're not lying, but you're promoting something that you have no evidence for. Post hoc fallacy, which is the thing that I told you that could be the second thing. B happened after A, but A didn't cause B. Correlation in time is not causation. Most things that improve do so for reasons we can't see, right? I'm still falling for this one, despite knowing that this is a thing. I'm still falling for it quite a lot, frankly. So just in case you think I'm some kind of like a logic robot, I'm not. I fall for all of this shit. I fall for the placebo effect. In fact, sometimes I'm fucking, I chase the placebo effect. In case of my sleep disorders, for instance, I constantly try new things just to have like a relief for a little bit. But in the end, I know it's like almost nothing can solve what's wrong with me, right? So regression to the mean, right? Most things drift back to baseline on their own, right? So after you had the placebo effect, even if you continue eating chips right now, Baharian, right? If you continue eating chips once a week, in the end of it, you'll stop reacting to it because it's more likely that it's what you're going through is a nocebo effect. More likely than that chips are killing you. They're not. And by chips, I mean fries. Sorry. I wish I could use placebo, but then I know it's fake, so it won't work. Haha. Yeah, I do chase it sometimes. I do chase placebo sometimes. Because I'm incredibly susceptible to placebo. And to nocebo. And to suggestion in general. So I fall for it quite a lot. And it's a good thing I do chase it. Like in case of sleeping disorders, my sleeping disorders, I will purposefully try new things that I don't have much credence for. Because I know I'm gonna have like relief for like a couple of weeks. So regression to the most things drift back to baseline on their own. People try interventions when symptoms peak. The recovery could have happened anyway. So it could be also, right, Baharian, that you've done something else to cause those immense feelings in you, but you attributed the causation to chips. Yeah, like, could be you just forgot to drink often enough or something like that, right? And I'm just giving it as an example. Don't jump on me for, oh no, I drank as usual. Some dog steaks allowed me to sleep, yeah. Well, dogs are not sentient, so I'm joking, guys. What has Chip done? I don't know. What did he do? Okay. Some evidence weighs more than others, right? So, for instance, Baharian was giving us evidence from anecdotes and personal experience, right? He was also talking to us about mechanisms which are not here for some reason. But mechanisms lie somewhere between, I think, case series, I suppose. No, mechanisms, I'm not sure where they would lie, but they would be pretty weak. So mechanisms are hypothesis generating. So if you read mouse studies, you'll see all kinds of shit about seed oils. But we keep forgetting that, first of all, we're not mice. And second of all, the way those hypothesis generating things are done, studies are done, is by feeding them an enormous amount of something, right, to see an effect in post-mortem. So they're seeing acute effect. They're giving shitload of seed oils to mice who are not like humans, and then they kill them and look for signs of inflammation and shit like that. So it could be that something gives you an acute amount of inflammation, and that would be a good thing. For instance, I'll give you an example. Lifting weights gives you acute inflammation, and that's a good thing, because then you build muscle, and you're generally going to become healthier when you have muscle. So, but seed oils in the long run, chronically, reduce inflammation if you go from a diet that was high in saturated fats to seed oils, polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats, right? So, yeah. Perspective cohorts. There are quite a few things missing here in this little thingy, but that's okay, right? He was just trying to present something. So perspective cohorts is something where you can look at pretty, in case of perspective cohorts, you can look at slightly larger populations for very little money, relatively, when it comes to studies. For instance, somebody who's sick, you're giving them a drug, and then you look at how they react to the drug in a prolonged way, right? Perspective means to forward. There are also retrospective cohorts, which are a bit messier, but they can give us really, really large populations studies, right? So retrospective means you go into medical records of people and you look for associations. And that's another, like, it's not hypothesis generating, but it's a hypothesis affirming study that would then move you towards the randomized control trial, which is very strong. Even if you do it on not that many people, you are doing an intervention and you're providing a control group as well. And you can compare the two groups while adjusting for confounding factors, right? And then you have meta-analysis, which is the strongest form of evidence. Well, there's another one. There's an umbrella analysis, which is the meta-analysis of meta-analyses. But to get to that point it's like decades of work, right? Decades of scientific inquiry into a thing. And so meta-analysis collects all the data from retrospective, prospective, and randomized control trials. And it looks for like cohesion there to see if a story emerges, if not a story, but like if an indication emerges, right? And because there is like a lot of trials that you can put into one, like you examining quite a few of them, that's like the strongest idea of if something is like scientifically detrimental or positive, right? So eat food, take your B12 sub, vitamin D in the winter, job done. You know me, I'm a multivitamin type of NB, so I use the Vegan Society's multivitamin, and the chewable isn't overloaded with way too many bits. Yeah, it's a relatively good idea. I suppose if I could, right, I would make my own multivitamin, because I know where I have weak points. I know exactly what I might be missing. and what I'm never gonna miss ever. So I would make my own multi if I could. Right. Red flags, green flags, the messenger. Has never publicly changed their mind. Red flag. Has never publicly changed their mind on anything. Yeah, it's definitely a red flag. Authority comes from personal transformation of follower account. Yeah. Speaks in absolutes. Every claim is a certainty. Yeah. Sells the thing they're claiming works. And then green flags, acknowledges uncertainty and updates positions based on new data. Yeah, I try to do that. I'm not the greatest at it. I'm not the greatest at follow-up on things that I said, but I try to. Cites systematic reviews at meta-analysis versus human subjects, featuring human subjects, yeah. Uses the evidence suggests in this population, we don't know yet, yeah. Discloses conflicts of interest openly. Yeah, okay, good. Red flags, green flags, the claim. So this one was the messenger, and this one is the claim. Red flag, X causes Y, states as fact. One study, one outcome, one headline. Mechanism described as if it's clinical proof. It's not. Baharian, I hope you're listening. The product for sale is the claim. That's funny. And the green flag would be X is associated with Y in this population over this time frame. Replicates across populations, designs, and decades. So yeah, it's basically higher level of proof. Taking higher forms of evidence is what this means. Mechanism is interesting, less oxidation. Outcome data is what matters, yeah. And the outcome data on seed oils is good. French fries increase your calorie intake. But other than that, it's absolutely benign food, right? If it's within the bounds of your calorie intake, you're probably gonna be fine. Mechanism is interesting, blah, blah, blah. The claim is, and the product are kept separate. Yeah, good. 4 questions every time. 1, compared to what? Every improves X claim needs a control group. Yeah, interesting. So that's why I keep saying that seed oils are fine when replacing saturated fats. So like animal fats, generally speaking, seed oils have positive health outcomes, right? It could be that like a whole food plant-based diet with a little bit of seed oils is better than a whole food plant-based diet with a lot of seed oils. I don't know. I don't think we have that evidence yet. We have like a few doctors doing making claims there, but I don't know if that's true. They're making claims based on mechanisms sometimes, or based on a very small study with other confounding factors in it. Yeah, but generally speaking, yes. So when another thing, like unrelated to diet, so when people come in and say veganism kills more animals, they're making a claim, a comparative claim. And then they just say stuff like harvest combines kill animals, pesticide kill animals, right? They stopped, they're providing evidence, non-comparative evidence to a comparative claim. So a good thing would be to stop that immediately and tell them, show us comparatively. Because if you go and look comparatively, more pesticides are used for animal ag, more harvesting happens for animal ag, and more animal crop deaths and corpse deaths happen for animal agriculture. So going vegan or even going plant-based reduces the number of animals killed for crop deaths. and has the potential to eliminate that. Dr. Sarah Berry is the CDOL researcher at Zoe. I don't know who that is, unfortunately. So over what time frame? 2 weeks isn't 6 months, isn't a decade. Well, here's the thing, right? The expectation is that randomized controlled trials would like be done for decades. That's obviously not possible. What you can do is prospective and retrospective cohorts, which is a lower form of evidence, quote unquote, because it's like more confounded. But then a small randomized control trial could corroborate those that data. So I think epidemiology, which is retrospective and prospective cohorts, that's epidemiology. When supported by a small RCT, I think both of those together, they make like a really strong evidence. So we shouldn't like discard either. We shouldn't expect decades of randomized controlled trials. Surely that's very hard, very expensive, and almost impossible to do because people would fall off the wagon, right? If you have like a randomized intervention to somebody, like imagine you go to America right now and gather a bunch of men, like 30, 40 men, and you tell them, we're going to randomize you into a plant-based diet for the next 40 years. Who's going to sign up for that? Right? Like it's a 50-50 that they're going to fall into the plant-based diet, and like 75% of men, according to this one survey, prefer to die rather than eating, like rather than not ever eat red meat again, right? So the expectation is too high, and what you can do is look for population studies, right? Like retrospectively and prospectively, you can do like a population trial, which is going to be muddier than a randomized control trial. But if you provide evidence, if they're supporting each other, right? You have like a small randomized control trial, and then you have like epidemiological retrospective, for instance, study. They can support each other, right? So, yeah, omega-3 subs, like, I don't know. I'll go back and forth. I do take one once in a while. I used to take them every day, now every second day, and now lately, for the past couple of 3-4 days, I've fallen off supplements at all. I'm gonna go back on it though. I do take it just in case, but I can afford it, right? If you can't afford it, I wouldn't worry about it too much, especially if you're like not a baby anymore and not an elderly person yet, right? I wouldn't worry about it way too much. So, I don't know. The evidence is very, very murky on it. It's presented as if like without the EPA and DHA, you're gonna die or your mind is gonna deteriorate, but the associations, we only have associations there, and I'm not sure how strong they are, frankly. There's a lot of also a lot of the evidence comes from the supplement companies. So there is, it doesn't necessarily mean there is bias, right? Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. It does in case of supplement companies show a little bit of caution there. But I do take algae-based DHA, and I eat enough seed oils for EPA conversion. So there you go. I don't know. Right. Compared to what? Yeah, very important, showing comparative stuff. Over what time frame? 2 weeks isn't 6 months, isn't a decade. What does the whole body of evidence say? So yeah, looking at everything, not just one single study, not the one study being shared with you. And who benefits if you believe this? Follow the funding, the product, and the platform. That's easy to do with. So this was on Instagram, right? So I'm supposing that Simon Hill is telling his audience how to look at people who make a claim on social media specifically, right? We talk here when it's possible. We talk to just regular people, and so usually, most of the time, there is no financial incentive there. They just like sell for some financial incentive, but you can't necessarily prove that because you don't know their life. You don't know them, right? So, okay, let's see. Let's go back. Let's see if we can hear in some actual conversations because we've been in the woods for a while now.
Well, I don't agree with the premises that you're giving, so no.
Wait, okay. There's no point in like having a conversation with you who can't even have an honest conversation because I'm giving you my actual situation and you won't even answer that simple question. It's not even about you or your situation. It's mine, which I know very well. So like if that's the case, like it feels like I'm also right now at work, and this is not like some kind of place to have entertainment about whatever nonsense that you have read up about. Maybe some other person will find that enjoyable, but I'm here to talk about people who are honest and have an honest conversation. So I rather not talk to you right now. So yeah, you can go ahead and look at other. Yeah, you were going to go to other places.
Yeah, that's
you
okay,
said
man.
so.
Yeah, this is where Sue should shut up, and he doesn't.
Said, do you know the position of the biggest the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics on vegan diets?
Do I know the biggest
Which is
position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics?
No, the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is
Well,
the
teach me, what
largest
is it?
body of nutrition scientists in the world. I just posted in the chat. And they clearly state that reviewing all the evidence that fully plant-based diet is not only fully adequate for all stages of life, but also does have some health benefits. So I have this question for you. Do you know better than them?
Do I know better than them?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would the way I approach things, right, is that money has a purpose. And these people aren't doing this without a purpose. And
they're not
if you
vegan.
actually one second, if you dive deep into who's actually doing this, there's a pharmaceutical companies, right, that actually push supplementation and stuff. And I don't think they care about your health whatsoever.
So you're a moron.
Wait,
excuse me?
Do you know that?
You're just gonna insult me. All right, no, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna disengage from this conversation because he started to insult me.
Yeah, I think when you look into the rep. Okay.
Yes.
No, it's just it's not his first time here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. But post every scientific fact at the top of the of the hierarchy of evidence has to come from a bias and has to come from a propaganda machine.
Yeah, but his personal favorite Instagrammer who's trying to sell fucking supplements himself as well. Nah, not biased. Good. Anybody wants to make the claim that plant-based diets are worse for you than animal-based diets? Because I have it open already, I can address it. Anybody? Nobody? Okay.
As soon as he said 50 nutrients, I was like, oh damn, one of these guys. I didn't know him specifically, but
oh, I love going through the 50 nutrients. I love that shit. Why didn't you call me, guys? I'm joking. I'm joking.
I did. I did say because I didn't want to have that conversation. That's also like why I asked the question I did, if you heard. But I was disappointed. Like he couldn't even accept my question, my premise that, like my own. It's not even a hypothetical. It's my own situation. I can't be any more honest with him, and he's like, "Oh, I don't accept it." So right.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's up,
it's
Commander?
dishonest.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Great.
Yeah.
How about you all?
Yeah, not too bad. A little tired today. Stuff happening today, but generally speaking, pretty good. Are you vegan, Commando?
No.
No, why not?
You know why not?
Do I?
We can't
Sorry?
yeah. We can't replace meat, and
We can't?
we
Why?
can't. Yeah.
That assumes that we need meat at all. Why do we need meat?
Because we can't find alternative for the raw protein we can get from meat.
Really? Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
news to me because I've been vegan for 11 years. I'm still alive. I lift weights. So I must have found an alternative. What do you think?
I think this is impossible because I read scientific things that
Oh, show me.
say
Show me.
and
I love
studies.
reading scientific news. Show me what you read. We can discuss it together.
Well, it will take time to bring it all in.
Yeah.
So maybe later.
Give me a first
You are-
link. Give me one link that you have already on. If you read a lot of it, right? Surely you have saved some of it. So give me the first link, and then we'll continue from there.
You wanna bring it to you or
Yeah,
us
just put,
talking about it?
put links in the chat. Put one link, first link, the one that maybe convinced you the most that you can't replace meat. And maybe I'll die right there. I'll be convinced that I can't actually exist, and I'll die right there. But, don't worry about it. Just give me the link of something that you've read that convinced you that you can't replace meat. And we can examine it together.
Okay.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Okay. I'm not going to bring you this kind of link and stuff because I'm not really into mood. I was here for chatting, for not that type of heavy conversation and bringing evidence and that stuff.
Well, you made the claim that it's impossible to replace meat for protein, right? And you said, well, I've been reading this old scientific evidence. And when I ask you to present evidence, you say I'm not gonna? That's kind of weird.
There is another sources for protein, but I said that it's not 100% like meat, like the protein that comes from meat.
Yeah, we'll provide evidence for what you just said. That's the claim is clear, right? You can't replace meat. You can't replace the proteins in meat. So provide evidence for it. Let's go.
Okay, I see it. I will bring it later when I'm in the mood for it. I'm not
Oh.
really into heavy.
You're not
Yeah.
in the main. Then why did you make the claim if you're not in the mood to present evidence
Because you
for it?
asked me.
Sorry?
Because you asked me. Because you asked me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I asked you, and
Yeah.
then listen. Here's how it goes, right? If I make the claim right now that the moon was split in half last night, and you're like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about? Provide evidence." If I didn't provide evidence, then I'm a fucking liar.
Okay. Or you are not in the mood to bring evidence and talking about that. Let's say you are about to sleep or you're not really in the mood. And I ask you about that and you say, yeah, the moon will split.
Uh-huh.
Should I ask you to bring evidence and that stuff? And if you're not, you are a liar and so on. It's not make sense.
Sorry, I'm not understanding. Are you saying you're just not in the mood to substantiate your claim and you're gonna do it later?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my credence, since I do have counter evidence to your claim, I have actual evidence of some of the highest order evidence that is refuting your claim, I'm just going to sit here and wait for your evidence. And until then, I'm going to have like near zero credence in what you just said. So let's just to move on, right? Just so that we don't get stuck on it. Let's assume that you can replace animal products in your diet and be healthy, right? Let's just assume it. Would it be your moral obligation to go vegan then?
No, I won't go 100% vegan, but I will like only eat meat for once a week.
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Well, we
Well,
just to remind you, right? Within the question, I baked in that we've reached the conclusion. We had like a study battle, and we've reached the conclusion that not eating meat is healthy. You can be healthy and thrive and live a long life. So now you don't have a dietary need for meat, right? So why would you eat meat once a week?
it's not about no. It's not staying for longer or healthier life if you eat meat. Why? It's just about eating healthy or the way you eat meat.
Yeah. That's why I'm made the question the way I made it, right? Let's assume we had the discussion with scientific evidence and we reached the conclusion that you can be healthy and live a long life without eating animal products. Why would you eat the product of slaughter once a week if you know that you don't need to?
Okay, if not, if there isn't, if there is like if I find an alternative, I will still eat meat for another reason.
Why? What's the reason?
I don't know if I should tell you, but it's not about taste or food or like it's like to make my body like to take the. Wait a second, my English not that good. Just let me translate this. Wait a second.
Could be brain.
Okay, how about taking benefit or health benefits and that stuff?
No. Again,
for
this is part of the
religion.
question. This is part of the question. If we decided there is
Okay.
no benefit, health benefit in
There
eating
is
meat,
there
why
is
would you
a
eat meat once a
metaphysical-
week?
There is things that I do believe that humans should like eat meat once a week. That
Why?
will like improve his soul or something like that.
Improve his soul. Slaughter improves your soul?
It's a religion beliefs or something like
What religion?
that. I don't think I'm going to tell you.
Oh, then fuck me. Somebody else can take over the conversation. You're not non-cooperative. Like, I just don't...
Let's say you know the religion, what the religion is. What next? Is it so necessary to keep the conversation, or just curious?
Excuse me?
Telling you what my religion is won't like move the conversation on. Why you just give up? This not make sense.
Well, what do you mean? Like, if you make the claim that your religion tells you that slaughtering an animal once a week and consuming its flesh is gonna improve your soul, then we need to examine that claim based on your religion, right? You would need to again provide evidence. But you're not willing to cooperate, so there's nothing I can do.
provide evidence, but not like scientific evidence, because scientific is not into this specific things.
Well, that's why I
about soul.
asked what religion it is, because you could provide evidence showing that it says in whatever book you follow. It would also be evidence of your claim, right? Your claim is my religion says that I
Let's
will
say-
improve my
let's say
soul
I
by
think that-
slitting the throat of an innocent animal and cutting out a muscle tissue from that animal and cooking it and consuming it, right? If you make such a claim based on your religion, then you would have to provide evidence from your religion that your book or whatever actually says that.
Okay. Let's say I bring you this information from a book, from a religion book. What's next?
I don't know. I don't have a like dialogue tree on this. That's why I'm asking what religion.
I'm not like sure that you will keep your sanity or respect my religion and stuff. Maybe you'll just get frustrated at some point and saying
Maybe.
bad things about me.
Maybe, but we don't know
Yeah.
until we move forward. And I don't know if we can move forward with you because
Since you are
you.
not,
Oh, shut.
since you are not sure about your respective person or not, I'm not going to like
Okay.
risk that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then,
I want
yeah. Then mute yourself. We're going to talk to somebody else or between us. All right. So we just can't progress in this conversation. So thank you for coming. Mute yourself, and we're going to talk to somebody else. Thank you. Hester, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. What about you?
Commander, mute yourself, please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Frustration levels not so high yet, so we're doing good. What do you think? Is there a book, religious book that exists that says that it would improve your soul to slit the throat of an innocent animal, cut some of its muscle tissue, cook it up, and eat it? Do you think that exists?
Sorry, the sentence is too long. I didn't understand.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Are you vegan, Hester? Or...
I'm not.
Oh shit! Why not?
I don't know because I'm not very know about veganism or
Okay.
like something like that.
Do you know what it is, first of all?
Yeah, means you can't eat animal. You can't eat meat.
Yeah, no, it's not just meat. It's eggs. It's all secretions and carcasses from sentient animals. So, why do you think we do that?
I don't know. Maybe for protect animals. I don't know.
Yeah. So it is somewhat. I like how you said it. It is somewhat of an animal protection club. So veganism is the stance against exploitation and slaughter of sentient animals for unnecessary stuff, right? So the question then becomes, do you think we should protect animals?
What?
Do you think we should protect animals?
Protect animals is a too general problem. So
Yeah, I would agree.
not every animals need to be protected.
Okay, how about the animals that we breed in order to slaughter? Do you think they need protection?
We breed?
Yeah, breed. We breed animals. We farm them. We then slaughter them or exploit them for a couple of years and then slaughter them. Do you think those animals need protection?
It's hard to say because I don't think the modern society could protect them very well to protect their natural rights. I don't think it could be conducted.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm not. It's really loud on my side, so unfortunately, it's for my problem. But can you repeat what you said?
I mean, it's hard to say because I think in the modern society, it couldn't be conducted perfectly, and yeah, it's just impossible.
It's impossible to protect animals, you think?
Yeah, to protect very well, and I think if we humans say protect animals, like protect every animals or protect the breeding animals, sometimes may feel too arrogant because you know in the nature, like the tiger would eat rabbits, right? The tigers wouldn't say they will protect animals, they will protect rabbits. So sometimes it's a natural role, so it's hard to say protect the animal. But
I don't mean to be
think
rude, but how did we go from the modern human world to nature? Because we were talking specifically about the animals that we breed into existence just to exploit and slaughter, right? We weren't talking about animals in nature. Those are two different things, two different contexts, even different animals, entirely different animals.
It's not different because everything in the planet, in the earth, is all natural. We have to follow the natural rules. So sometimes it's very hard to say.
What do you mean we have to follow the natural rule? Then why do we breed animals? Like that's surely
natural rules is that the stronger one can do anything to the weaker one.
Really?
Bro.
That's sounds a little scary to me because, for instance, I have a friend who just had a child, and the child is way weaker than I am. So can I do anything to the child?
So that's the difference between the whole human society. This rule is only can be used for human other, but not for human and the animals because it can't be conducted. So
fuck yourself.
Okay.
Sorry?
No, that was somebody with a bit of a diarrhea. Don't worry about that. Can you repeat yourself because he was talking over you? So the question was, my friend just had a child. That child is way weaker than I am. So you just said right before that, you said the natural world dictates that whoever's stronger can do stuff to the weaker ones. So that's why I'm asking.
I just talked that. I mean, that's the difference between human society and what?
Sorry. Can we like?
But her mother are strong. You cannot do anything to a baby.
Sorry, can we let Hester talk, please?
Interrupting. I will
Yeah.
have to mute someone.
Sorry about that, Hester. So the difference. You said what the difference is between what and what?
Yeah, between the human society and the whole natural world. So in human society, we would follow the rules, we would follow the law. Is that we couldn't do some harm to the weaker one, but in the natural world, animals wouldn't follow that rules. And you know, these rules is only for
just to remind
human
you,
and
Hester,
human each other, not for human and animals. So sometimes it couldn't be conducted so perfectly.
So just
That's
to remind
the
you,
reality.
Hester, I'm going to cut you off right there. So just to remind you, you are very confusing to me, right? Because I was talking about the animals we breed, and then you started talking about wild animals. And then I said, why are we talking about wild animals? I was talking about animals that we breed unnaturally, right? And then you said, no, well, everything is nature. Everything has the natural law, which is the stronger being can do whatever they want to the weaker being. And then I gave you another example, and now all of a sudden we are also not under natural law. So this is a little confusing to me. Are we under natural law or not?
I think you have misunderstood me because
probably
the example I have given to you about the tigers and rabbits is just an example to show the rules. I mean, human and animals are all in the natural world, and sometimes even human don't want to be like this. Even human don't want to follow the stronger one, have to can do anything to the weaker one. So human create laws and the morality, right? But you know, it's just in the human society inner. It's just for human and human, but sometimes the human, the whole type, the whole animal, because human is kind of animal, right? Sometimes the whole animal, they have followed the natural rules. substantially, even though they didn't realize that.
Hester.
This is the reality problem.
Yeah, Hester, how about we stop talking about what happens in the wild and we go back to talking about the animals that we breed into existence in order to exploit and slaughter, and we can totally prevent that, but we don't for some reason. How about we talk about that and admit that that's not a natural process because they're literally artificially inseminated. Most animals in animal agriculture are artificially inseminated, so that's not a natural process. So when I asked you, should we protect the animals that we breed into existence, I would love an answer to that.
I didn't talk about wild animals. I mean, all the animals, including the animals we breed. You know, the human is kind of animal, right? And the animal we breed is also a kind of animal.
Okay.
So compared to the animals that we breed, human is the stronger type of animals, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes we have followed the natural rules, but sometimes we didn't realize that.
Okay, so can we talk now about what we should do and not what we used to do or still doing? You understand the difference between those two concepts? So we are doing something. Let's say I was born 400 years ago, and 400 years ago in America, for instance, I was born 400 years ago in America, and stronger people were enslaving weaker people, right? So stronger people, the white people, were enslaving the weaker people, the black people, right? They were literally trading them. Back then, if I ask you, should we continue enslaving people or should we protect those black people from the white people? Would you be telling me that, that's what we do right now. That's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. Or should we have a discussion what is the right thing to do? Should we have a moral discussion rather than a contemporary discussion, right? Because I know what's happening in the world, right? In fact, I was the one who was bringing it up to you that we breed animals to exploit and slaughter. So I know what's happening in the world. What I'm desperately looking for, Esther, is for you to tell me if it's the right thing to do. So should we protect animals? Not do we protect animals? We obviously don't. Should we protect the animals that we breed into existence to exploit and slaughter?
And that's my point, is that I doubt this question. I think this question sometimes is too arrogant.
Why?
Just like I said, we are all in the natural world.
Are we?
And yeah.
So
of
why do
course,
we
the
breed?
earth is the
Wait.
natural
Why
world.
do we unnaturally breed those animals then? If we're in the natural world, why are we doing all of those unnatural things to those animals, like breed them unnaturally, artificially?
It's not unnatural. Everything we do is natural. But you think
What the fuck do you mean by that?
are a
I have
modern
a question.
human.
Well, I have a question. I have this vitamin pill next to me that is like it's very rubbery and it tastes like sweets. Is that natural?
What? Sorry?
I'll show you real quick on camera. Look, I have this vitamin gummy that's vegan and it's literally like it's a gummy. Is this natural? Is this gummy natural?
Yeah, I mean everything is natural.
But is this
You
is this
think
is
it's
this gummy
unnatural.
is this gummy with vitamins natural?
You think it's unnatural because you think you are a modern person. So I think it's arrogant.
Just answer his question. Is this gummy natural? Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean it's natural. Everything in the world is natural. Everything in the world is natural. You think it's unnatural because you think you are a modern person. You can create everything. So that's the arrogant point.
No. I'm doing the opposite. I'm saying let's stop artificially breeding animals into existence. I'm doing the opposite. I'm saying let's stop playing God. Let's stop being arrogant and think that we can do whatever we want to animals just to derive some pleasure from it. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing the opposite, Hester, and you not being vegan. not only you are supporting this might makes right position, right? You said we are stronger, so we can do to animals whatever we want, right? And because this is
don't
natural
mean that
world.
we can do.
Yeah. So
I never said we are stronger, so we can
you
do
literally did.
anything to the weaker. I mean, this is the natural role. Sometimes we don't want to do it, so we create laws, right? We create laws to protect them, but you know,
Do I?
we did do that, but we didn't we didn't realize it.
Yeah. So by saying we are stronger and then calling me arrogant, I think you are committing an error there, right? Because I'm saying I might be stronger, but I should defend animals anyways. I should not breed them into exploitation and slaughter. I can avoid that. So I'm doing the opposite. I'm not playing God. I'm trying to stop people from playing God, because whether it's natural or not, animals are bred into existence literally for taste pleasure. That's like people pointing at those animals and saying their lives, their existence is for us. That's the arrogant position, in my opinion. And I don't know how you disagree with that.
Maybe something you do is also natural thing. So I won't say I'm on your upside where I disagree with you. I just express something about my points.
Sorry, so
That's
can
it.
you understand why it seems ridiculous to me that you say that I come from arrogance, right? My position comes from arrogance, when literally your position comes from we're stronger, therefore we can breed, exploit and slaughter animals for taste pleasure. I think that's the arrogant position. I don't know how you can see it otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question, let's just reach to a position that we can agree on. How about that? So I have this, let me share it with you one sec. So I'm gonna share my screen. I have this question that I ask people, right? So on my screen right there on top right, it says, imagine there are two possible worlds. In world A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. And in world B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. Which world do you think is more moral? Do you understand the question, or is it, should I rephrase it somehow?
But I think you mean the unnecessary stuff is like for eating? You think eating is unnecessary stuff?
No, eating is necessary. Eating animal products is unnecessary. Yeah, I've been not eating animal products for 11 years. And that very natural gummy bear that Felix showed you basically replaces whatever nutrition that might be lacking in a plant-based diet. So B12 and vitamin D, for instance, right? So that's what we're saying, right? It's, you can take a tasty gummy bear and you can, we can stop participating in exploitation and slaughter of animals, right? That's what this question is about. So in world A, we could take this natural gummy bear, but instead we breed, exploit, and slaughter animals, right? When we could really easily replace it. In world B, we don't do that, and we take the gummy bear anyway, instead, right? We go the path of not exploiting and slaughtering animals because it's unnecessary, because we take a gummy bear and then we don't have to exploit and slaughter animals anymore. So which world do you think is more moral?
If you mean the eating can be replaced perfectly, then I think, of course, I don't want to hurt any animals.
Mm-hmm.
That's of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I choose the word B.
Yeah. So we agree. So that's the vegan position. The vegan position is instead of paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals, we just take vitamin B12 and vitamin D in the winter, right? And then we can avoid exploiting and slaughtering animals. And we can still eat. We still eat tasty food. Vegan food is very tasty. But we don't pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals anymore. And then when we go and buy shoes, we just make sure that the shoes are from plant-based or non-animal-based products, right? So we don't pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals, for unnecessary shoes that are made out of animal products, and we buy shoes that are not made out of animal products. Same goes for toiletries and cosmetics. Same goes for cleaning products, and so on and so forth. We just, with every purchasing decision, right, we look, oh, where's the vegan stuff? And we just buy the vegan stuff instead of buying the animal-based stuff, right? And it's, there you go. That's the vegan position of world B is more moral. We take it and then we apply it on our life, and we got used to it, so it's not a problem anymore for us, right? And we just like keep living our lives without exploiting or slaughtering animals. That's it.
Yeah, but I think something about eating animals couldn't be replaced perfectly nowadays.
Oh, well, like what?
Like the tasty.
Oh, okay.
It's
so
not.
Let me rephrase my question then. So let's say in world A we exploit and slaughter animals. It's unnecessary, but it gives us a bit more taste pleasure. And in world B we take the L on the taste pleasure, right? We take the reduction on taste pleasure. We eat still tasty food, but it doesn't taste as much as exploitation and slaughter of animals. It tastes a little less good, but still tasty. So it's still unnecessary, but we also say we're not going to exploit and slaughter animals for this slight, like this exactly perfect taste pleasure that we derive from animal products. Do you think that's a good justification for choosing world A?
I don't think the taste is unnecessary stuff. You know, without the taste, I would.
Well, that's why I said, right?
I think it's boring in life.
Well, excuse me. That's why I said, first of all, don't call my food boring. My food is fantastic. It's very tasty. Right?
Sorry. I don't mean that. I just mean for me, yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, right, I used to be a meat eater, and I can tell you that whatever food you eat for a long time, as long as it's not disgusting slop, it's going to be tasty for you. You're going to crave it, right? I've been through it. I went through it, right? 11 years ago, I was an avid meat eater to the point of I often had like my entire meal be only animal foods, right? And today, for 11 years, I've been enjoying food immensely. But let's say you're not even saying, oh, this food is tasty and the pleasure that I derive from it can't be replaced. All you're saying is plant-based foods don't taste like these animal slaughter foods. They taste different. But surely you can tell me you have like a preference for like a certain type of fruit and it's tasty to you, right? But if it was like replaced with something else, it just didn't taste exactly like that fruit. It could still be tasty, just in a different way. And the pleasure that you derive from this different food would be the same or like very similar, right? It just wouldn't taste as the same thing. That's what I heard you say, right? So would you say, right, I agree with you, taste is important. World B has taste in it. We all enjoy our food, right? In this room, all the vegans enjoy the food immensely. We just don't pay for this very specific taste pleasure, which comes from exploitation and slaughter of animals. We choose this other comparable, very similar pleasure from other things that don't exploit and slaughter animals. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you say in that case, when you could have in both worlds, you could have tasty food, you just couldn't have this one specific type of taste, would you say that's a good justification to continue exploiting and slaughtering animals?
You know, it's hard to say because I like eating something like that. So maybe for me, it's very hard to choose.
Okay. Well, I frankly kind of ran out of steam. Not gonna lie, Hester, because you agree with me that World B is more moral, but you right now are having a hard time, I think, to let go of this notion of taste pleasure, and for that you choose to remain in World A and not build World B with us, which is what we are trying to do here. We're trying to build World B, where animals are not exploited and slaughtered for unnecessary products. So yeah, I have nothing left to say, to be honest. So maybe somebody else can have a discussion with you. Yeah. I tried. I don't know, guys.
Well, I was confused as to what you thought was arrogant, but
Why are we going?
Oh, you didn't understand the arrogance, right?
no, sorry.
I mean, it's sometimes it's a philosopher problem. I mean, we are all animals, right? Human is animals, and animals is animals, right? So, we are all things on the earth, so we are all natural. Sometimes.
So a non-user wise animal blood is good as fertilizer. It's not necessarily better than any other thing, right? You should make a comparative analysis here. It's just that they have a lot of blood. They have to use it for something. They put blood in calf food, right? So a baby cow, they put blood in that. Just because they have so much, but they put blood in pet food, they put blood in basically everything. So in order to find out whether we need to continue spilling blood for fertilizer, you have to do a comparative analysis. And you can ask any plant farmer, they prefer to work with with synthetic nitrogen. They don't prefer to work with blood or manure and all of that stuff. So synthetic nitrogen can have actually is a good fertilizer. So it would be silly to think that we need blood for fertilizer. We don't. We have synthetic fertilizer, we have green manure, we have all of this kind of stuff that is, we can forego exploiting and slaughtering animals. Cheese and milk cannot be replaced, sure as fuck can. And for instance, replacing milk with soy milk has favorable health outcomes. So sure as fuck can. Maybe you mean by taste pleasure. Animal fat is too good. Well, too good, what do you mean by that? Tasty? Maybe, sure. But you can eat other tasty fats that are gonna be also tasty, but not gonna come from animals. Satisfying, yeah, I think you are talking about taste pleasure. But then you inject iron, B12, etc., all things that you can either take a supplement for or have in plant foods. For instance, iron exists in plant foods pretty abundantly, and we have the ability to increase its absorption. So I'm not sure what you're talking about there, right? Humans are absolutely animals. Sure, we are animals. Absolutely, I agree with you. I'm thinking that we are rational animals, but I keep having conversations that make me feel maybe not so much, right? But the fact that we are rational animals means that when we can stop doing harm, we probably should choose to do so, right? We can rationalize that lack of harm is better than harm, right? For instance, generally speaking. Humans have been exploited and slaughtered. Is that a good thing? I think it's a bad thing. There's still today no differences there. Well, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? morality doesn't exist, I don't know why you say that. If morality doesn't exist, then you can't say that human slaughter is a bad thing. Animal blood is a superfood? Maybe, but you can replace it with another superfood that isn't animal-based. Superfood is such a weird thing to say anyways. Superfood, who cares? We have diets, we don't eat mono diets. We eat varied diets. And the general varied diet can have superfoods in them and can be with zero superfoods in them. If it has enough nutrition, then it's a good diet. So I'm not sure what you're saying then. Like, it used to be as medicine, and it's not used as it anymore. You should ask yourself why. You don't need a high. Why is that we have synthetic nutrition these days? You have vitamins and minerals that you can derive from other foods in high concentrations, and you can just put it in one small pill. So maybe that's why we don't use fucking blood anymore as medicinal. Thinking we can separate ourselves from animals. I'm not looking to separate ourselves from animals. I'm just looking for us to stop exploiting and slaughtering animals. I think there should be more animal intervention. It just should be in the best interest of the animals, and it's not at the moment. And have morality above animals is what they are saying is arrogant. Hester. Well, they are incredibly confused, and I explained to them why they're confused. Right. Like, right now we're exploiting each other through argument. Well, let me know though, a non-user, you said we exploit and slaughter human beings. Is that a good thing? Or can you not make a judgment on it? Right, if I have the power right now to go and like slaughter an entire country one by one, is that a good thing? Am I doing a good thing or a neutral thing, right? If there is no morality, then it's like a neutral thing. It's like whatever, do whatever you want. I would appreciate if you actually listened in and gave me an answer to this question. Neither good or bad. So going slaughtering a country is neither good or bad. It's just like a neutral thing that happens. Well, sorry, but I disagree. I think whatever slaughter happens right now in the world is a bad thing. I'm sorry. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think killing humans is a bad thing. I think killing animals is a bad thing. I'm sorry. I seem to have morality where you don't, and maybe that's where you are confused. You just don't have moral agency or moral capability or refuse to deal with moral questions, right? Whereas I am, so certainly morality exists for me. So kind of weird. What do you mean? Even if it's bad, it can't be prevented? Sure as fuck can. It sure as fuck can if most of the population, right, decides, like, you're looking at the point, like, at a point in time, I think that's where your fallacy comes from. You're looking at a point in time where some slaughter happens. Well, did you know that we prevented so much slaughter from that we used to do in the past and we don't do anymore? Even if some slaughter happens, we are on a trajectory of eliminating human slaughter. So, like, saying, oh, it can't be prevented because, look, there's slaughter right there, is you're looking narrowly at what's happening right now. You're not looking in the past that would show you that percentage-wise, right, of a population, we used to slaughter a lot more people. And we don't slaughter as many people anymore. We live in one of the most peaceful, prosperous times on planet Earth. Is it perfect? No, we still slaughter people, we still exploit people. But it's on the trajectory of eliminating slaughter. So one day, human slaughter will be eliminated, and I'm hoping animal slaughter will be also eliminated. So you're just like factually incorrect. You're just like pigeonholing yourself into this one point in time. You're saying it is what it is. Where it's just like you pigeonholing yourself, not looking at what was and comparing, right? So you're not running comparative analysis, a non-user, and that's why you're so fallacious. Yeah, humans are also exploited on animals, but it's much less than in the past. In the past, it used to be legal, and it used to be like much, much more. So again, you're not doing comparative analysis. Please do comparative analysis. Do comparative analysis, man. People used to have terrible lives. They were exploited constantly. People used to be like literal sanctioned slaves. They used to trade people. They don't trade people anymore. Right? There's still slavery in the world. There's still exploitation in the world. Killing is part of our nature. I think you should be locked up then, a non-user, if that's your thought process, right? I don't want you to get up tomorrow and just go and do what naturally feels good to you and kill a bunch of people. You already kill a bunch of animals. I just think you should be locked up because at least human slaughter is not only immoral, but it's also illegal. So you talking like this, it's literally one of the scariest things in the world right now. Because literally, like, if that's how you think, nothing stops you from going and shooting up a school right now. So, a non-user, I hope you understand how vile your position is. There's nothing I can do, right? It's probably like there is a huge internet and physical gap separating between us. But if I had the power, I would put you. Can I actually report you? I should be able to report you. Yeah, I can. Hate speech. Yeah, I think so. Hate speech or graphic promotes terrorism. Yeah, I think it's promoting terrorism. Yeah, I'm gonna hide you from my channel as well. Holy shit, bruv. Wow. That's like crazy pants. Crazy pants. Can I refresh it somehow? Oh, my chat has died. Give me a second. Let me pop it out again. Jesus, bruv. Yeah, it's just like, wow. Shouldn't be doing that. Yep, yeah, but like, only pixel-wise from this channel. Holy shit, bro.
Not as much as me, but so I don't think this philosophical pseudoside, maybe it's a coincidence that they have that name. But I remember one time with Voltaire, I was asking him, like, trying to get him to answer, like, do humans need to drink water? And he wouldn't respond to that. And like, what do you mean? Like, I guess he could be just a sophist and say that, oh, you could eat cucumbers, so you don't need to drink water. But more likely, he's like some follower of Arjuna's Wonder Planets. Because like it was really easy for him when I asked like, oh, do humans need B12? And he, oh, of course. But it wasn't so obvious when that we need to drink water, I guess. So, or maybe I even said consume water, but regardless, he seems also like a huge nut job, I think. The little I heard from him. It's just
yeah, he's one of those ChatGPT warriors, you know.
Oh,
Okay, so there was a conversation there going on that we shouldn't be listening into. Well, but I'll check it out if somebody's in there having a discussion. For now, I think a few people who are not vegan are listening in. Listen, if you have questions, let me know. Just ask a question. Nothing will happen unless you like declare that KOing people is in our nature or something. Nothing bad is gonna happen to you, right? So if you have a question, this is the time, because it's been 2 hours. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I'm probably gonna stop soon. It's been a bad day for me, guys. Sleep-wise. I slept for long as well. I slept for like quite a long. Maybe it's like a reset. Maybe I'll be tired today and wake up better tomorrow. Just because. Holy shit. Fuck. I'm kind of tired. He's dangerous, attacking people. Yeah. Nature though, yeah. Nutrients, yeah. Hey, what's up, Lil Dong?
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Also not doing voices, talking with my natural voice, so that's interesting. Are you vegan?
Okay. Nah, I'm not. Fuck
Oh,
that.
what the fuck? Why not?
I don't fuck with that gay shit, bro. It's malnutrition.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
It's malnutrition. Like you don't get enough nutritions
Oh,
being
do I
a
not?
vegan.
What the
Yeah.
hell? I thought I was doing pretty well. Like my blood tests show that I'm doing okay. I've generally,
you?
yeah. Generally speaking, whatever comes from malnutrition, I don't have those things. So it's kind of weird. Been vegan for 11 years as well. So what is in me that isn't in you that makes me being just fine 11 years vegan, but you wouldn't be able to do it? What's there? What's the difference between us?
First off, let's start off with why don't you eat meat? Like, what's wrong with it?
Oh, sure. So in order for us to get meat, generally speaking, animals are bred, often tortured, exploited, and slaughtered for that meat, right? And I'm just like, I have a position against that because if we can not exploit and slaughter animals, I think we should. And I've proven to myself for 11 years now that I can, so I don't.
Okay, is you not eating any meat kinda helps this agenda you pushing?
I'm not pushing any agenda. I just talk to people about their morality, right? And if they
Yep.
agree with me, then cool. They should go vegan. If they don't agree with me, then not cool. If you just mean agenda, like, is it on my docket? Is it something that I put on the list of things to do? Then sure. If you mean it as if I'm like some kind of a lizard Illuminati, then no, I'm not a lizard Illuminati. I don't have an agenda to push. I'm not funded by Big Broccoli, and I talk what I believe in, generally speaking, right? So I could eat meat from certain things like roadkill. I choose not to because it's incredibly dangerous in my opinion. But I don't eat meat from slaughter because it exploits and slaughters animals, and I'm against that. I have a moral position against it.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. So let me ask you a question, right? I've been asking people this question, and I hope you can answer it truthfully as well. So imagine there are two possible worlds. In world A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. In world B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. Which world do you think is more moral?
What do you mean unnecessary stuff? Like we literally slaughter them
Yeah,
in order to eat them.
Yeah,
That's
so-
not unnecessary.
Yeah. So I can eat food that doesn't come from slaughter, and I'm healthy, and I'm on a trajectory to live a long
I mean-
life. And that makes slaughter unnecessary. That makes other food necessary, right? So food from plants is necessary, but food from animals is not necessary. So there you go.
Dude, like you thinking we only eat food in order to be healthy?
Well, no, I
Is
enjoy my
not the
food as
way
well.
you
So
should
taste
be
pleasure.
supposed to think.
Yeah, so taste pleasure is part
We
of my
eat
life.
food because we enjoy them.
Yeah.
right?
So taste.
I
so
eat meat because I like it.
Yeah. So
It's
I
not
enjoy.
just
Oh, shut the fuck up. I enjoy my food as well. So enjoyment of food is part of my life. So I'm not giving up enjoyment, right? When I choose world B to not exploit and slaughter animals, I still enjoy my food.
okay.
Okay, yeah, that's
But
what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
So also, I think like you would think that pleasure from something doesn't necessarily justify a violent act, right? You wouldn't say that if I enjoy
I mean,
kicking-
it's not
Hold on,
violent
hold
attack,
on,
bro.
Hold on,
They
I'm
don't even
talking.
know they're
Hold on,
being
I'm talking.
slaughtered.
Hold on, I'm talking. Right. So would you say that if I really enjoyed kicking you to death, that it's okay for me to do so just because I'm enjoying it?
Hold on, can I get the question again?
Yeah,
Let me process that again.
Sure. So if I really enjoyed kicking you to death, would you say that my enjoyment kicking you to death justifies the violent act of kicking you to death? Do you think that justifies it?
No, it doesn't,
No.
but that's not what we do to animals.
Yeah, sure. We do
don't kick
worse.
them
We
to-
exploit and slaughter them. We take their entire life away from them. We breed them into existence. We often do torture them, right? They're going through medical.
How do we torture them, bro?
Yeah. So, for instance, in order to raise a beef animal, so a steer, they put a rubber band around their balls, which is torturous to them for like 2 weeks. It really hurts. Like if you can imagine putting a rubber band around your balls. So bulls have the same pain receptors as we do. So they would have the same painful experience of having a rubber band around their balls as you would putting a rubber band around your balls. And I think that's torture. They also do
I get
it
your
without
point, but
anesthesia.
I didn't know that.
So, for instance, also
That's kind of weird.
yeah. So, for instance, in pigs they do the same thing, but they like literally take a piglet and they cut open the skin where the testicles are, and then they grab the testicles, they twist them around like that, and then they rip them out. Really, like rip them out of like outside of their body, like one and then the other to take the semen cords as well out. Right? They do all
I
of
mean,
that
are
without
there-
anesthesia. So that's torture, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But aren't there any regulations on that? Like, don't they first
No, that's
do
totally legal.
anesthesia?
No, that's totally legal. That's like not only legal but also high welfare.
So why they do that? Like, can you explain to me that?
I'll tell you why. It's because
Like, what's the reason?
yeah, people think they eat natural meat, but actually, in case of beef, for instance, they only generally raise boys, cowboys, because boys grow bigger, right? So they slaughter the girls for veal. They don't put the money in to raise girls for beef, usually, generally speaking. And so if you raise a bull boy and let him keep his testicles, two things are going to happen. First of all, he's going to become aggressive because it's a fucking bull, right? He's going to fucking kill the farmer. And second thing that's going to happen, that testosterone is going to taint the meat, and the very natural flavor of taint in the meat, people don't like it. So they eat unnatural food without the taint of testosterone in the meat.
All right, that's weird.
Yeah. So all of those things can be avoided by going on a sensible, well-supplemented plant-based diet, and also by
I
avoiding...
mean, that's the thing with the plant-based.
Uh-huh.
You get supplements, right?
Yeah, sure. Supplements are good.
Yeah, are they? Are they
Yeah,
actually?
absolutely. Yeah. So not all supplements. If some guru is trying to sell some supplement for virality or whatever, he has no evidence for it. Vegans take supplements that have evidence for them. So generally B12 is a very good supplement that increases the B12 in not only in plasma, but also in the storage, right? So we have evidence for that. It's an evidence-based supplement. We also have vitamin D. We have shown that in scientific evidence that vitamin D increases the levels of vitamin D in our blood. And generally, multivitamins are generally very well structured, right? Depends on what company. In the US, they probably like do some shenanigans, but in most other places on Earth, supplements are regulated. So if you buy a good multivitamin, they put the number of vitamins that they put in there scientifically backed, right? And they tested those, and they are safe and they increase the vitamins and minerals in our blood and in our body, right? So yes, supplements
Hold
are
on.
really good.
Don't you think those studies where they actually study the
No, I've read the
supplements,
studies.
you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get that. But don't you think those studies are funded by some agenda?
All studies are funded by something, right? Like all studies that are done need money. The question is that funding like actually done something in the study and to manipulate the results? And when you are versed in reading studies, I'm a little bit versed, I'm not 100%, right? But there are a lot of people that are versed in it. They know how to read a study and know if the study design is good, right? And if the study results come from the data, right? And so, yes, so B12 is one of the most studied supplements on planet Earth. Because literally B12 is a very important nutrient. So not only people who are on plant-based diets have B12 deficiencies, a lot of people who experience gastrointestinal issues have issues with absorbing B12, so it's an incredibly important nutrient. People who take metformin, so they have diabetes, they take metformin, they have a B12 issue, so they have to take B12. People who are older, they stop absorbing B12. So it's not only how much B12 is in a supplement or in a food, but also it's the absorption. So for instance, we do have like anecdotal evidence that some people who went on a carnivore diet, they became B12 deficient because they stopped absorbing nutrients so they have something fucked up with them. For which they went on a carnivore diet, but they should have gone to a doctor and to fix the actual problem because they became B12 deficient, right? So it's not just like eating like food for nutrients. Like if you take a B12 supplement, you basically like, especially chewable ones or ones that are sublingual, you make sure that you never fall into a deficient phase because B12 is incredibly important. So yeah, it's been studied for like 150 years at this point, something like that. So it used to be called, the B12 deficiency used to be called the pernicious anemia. People used to like get neurological issues and die before like vegetarianism and veganism was even like a thing, like a persistent thing. People used to become B12 deficient and like fucking die from it. So yeah, supplements were created for those people, not for us. But as a result, it was incredibly studied by many. You can't like say, oh, it's just by people who like profit from it. No. It's been studied by many independent parties as well. So we know it works. Have they gone? They're just gone. Shit. They just left. Rude.
Do you agree that meat is a very high quality, very nutrient dense? It has lots of minerals which are bioavailable, vitamins which are essential. It's actually very, like when you compare it to a lot of things, it's very good.
I mean, so
protein.
Yeah, so yeah, I understand your question. So first of all, you said essential there. No, I don't agree with you there because I just went on a rant about supplements. So you can take a B12 supplement and replace all the B12 from meat, and other things that are in meat are either not essential or you can very easily replace them with other things, other foods. For instance, iron. Tofu has a lot of iron in it. Green leafy greens have a lot of iron in it. And you can increase absorption of those compounds by eating vitamin C as well, which vegans eat quite a lot, obviously. Is it like the most nutrient-dense food? No. It's like in the middle of the pack. Let me just, beef is am I still sharing my screen? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Look at my screen. I'll show you that it's not
Okay.
really the most nutritious. So if you just mean bovine meat, so like muscle meat, it's like right there in the middle, right? There are plenty of things that are less nutritious than it, but it's not the most nutritious. It's like, where is it? I even lost it.
How about
Yeah, it's like fuck
thing.
me, pig meat, poultry. It's somewhere beyond. There you go, bovine
Yeah.
meat. So and pig meat is under it, and
how
the,
about
like
the organ meat?
yeah.
And
So
like fish,
Sure.
like oysters and
Sure. So those are more nutritional. So if you eat the innards, the offals, the edible offals, they are very nutritious. But the thing is, if you eat a sensible diet, you don't need one food to have all of this nutrition. You can just eat a bunch of food that are like, a little less nutritious, and you'll still get all the nutrition that you need. People think
Yes.
that you can eat like one very highly nutritious food and oh my god, I'm saved. No, if you eat like a not stupid diet, a very sensible diet, then you'll get quite a lot of nutrition. For instance, if you look at here, so nuts are and soybeans, for instance, more nutritious than bovine meat, right? So like if you eat nuts, if you eat soybeans, then you get quite a lot of nutrition. Do you get like as much nutrition as offals? No, but you don't need that, right? If you eat like some nuts, if you eat some soybeans, if you eat some vegetables, right, incredibly nutritious. They're low calorie, right? So and high volume, so you can't eat a lot of them, but they provide a lot of nutrition, right? If you can like look at this list and you can say, oh, look, there are some like nutritious animal foods. But then you can look at it and you see that a lot of plant foods are incredibly nutritious as well. And if you eat enough calories, basically, and enough diversity of food, you'll get a lot of nutrition from it. And you don't need this one food that is incredibly nutritious. That's silly.
But would you say it's is it not like the easiest? Because I read what I meant by essential is that it provides essential vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, sure. You can
And,
take like a
it's very
multivitamin for
important
that.
for
If you think
like
you like
pregnant women and growing. So if you don't have access to supplements, is
most
the
people
meat
have access to
actually just an
supplements.
easy?
So who would that
Easy.
be? Who would that be to don't
Because
have?
like think you said you eat some spinach and then you eat some vitamin C. That's very impractical
Why?
versus just eating
What?
some
Excuse me?
muscle meat. You know,
Well, you can just
like
you can eat just muscle meat, or you can take a multi supplement, or you can eat tofu. Done. What? Like, what's the
tofu
problem?
has
You just
enough.
choose another food, or you choose a multi supplement, whatever.
I'm saying for like pregnant women or growing children.
Or pregnant women,
you know,
it's incredibly discouraged for them to eat fish and offal. So I don't know
just
why would you promote that.
bovine muscle meat is okay.
I don't
Bovine
know,
muscle
like
meat.
it's maybe okay, it's nutritious, but you could just take a multi supplement or eat a bunch of plant foods instead. Like,
But
why
I
would
feel
you?
like you need to eat a lot of different plant foods.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
a wide range,
Yeah,
so it's less
that's the fun. That's
accessible.
the
It's
fun
less practical.
that's the fun of a vegan diet. You can eat a varied amount of foods. Like eating just one food, I don't see the appeal there. It just sounds incredibly boring. You can just eat a varied amount of food, or take a fucking multi supplement if you're really worried, and eat whatever the fuck you want. Like, why are we
Do you
looking?
think that maybe people eat meat just simply because, from the standpoint of vitamins, it's efficient? It's like very easy. It's actually really efficient.
Sorry, I would need evidence for that,
I-
because I've been providing counter evidence to your claims, but you keep making claims. So I would need evidence that it's efficient to eat bovine
Okay,
meat.
so I read something which.
Oh,
so
cool.
there's a study.
Yeah, show me that
Which-
study and we can examine it together.
Okay.
We can go through it together, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's called The Role of Meat in the Human Diet, Evolutionary Aspects and Nutritional Value. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Send it to me, but I already can tell you that it's very low on hierarchy of evidence, right? You understand that? It's going to be very low on hierarchy of evidence.
It's in a it's a
Sure, but it's very low on
well-respected
hierarchy
journal.
of evidence.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, it's going to be very low on hierarchy of evidence. We can go through it, but it's going to be incredibly low on hierarchy
Yeah,
of
it's
evidence.
not like a. Okay, sure.
Yeah, like it would be better like to send me a randomized control trial.
No, it's not. It's not that sort of study.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I'm saying it's very
It
low
does
in the
supply
hierarchy of evidence.
evidence, like scientific evidence about like actual human anatomy, etc., and the vitamins and stuff in meat, and how it's evolutionarily sort of suited to human consumption. So
Maybe, but suited for what? What are your goals? If your goals are health
I mean,
and longevity,
for just efficiency, because like
efficiency.
it
What do
has
you
all
mean by
these
that?
essential nutrients and
Sure.
vitamins, which
That's not what I'm
you just
asking.
get
I'm
straight
asking.
away.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, what are your goals? Are your goals like health and longevity? Because if yes, then plant-based diets are more more associated with health and longevity than animal-based diets. So, and it's a
I'm
higher
not
on
sure
hierarchy
about
of
that.
evidence. Well, I can provide the evidence.
I mean, if you're talking about the blue zones, and there's a lot of, I think, plant-based propaganda
That would be
out there.
That would be incredibly low evidence because it's so confounded, right? I'm talking about randomized control trials and meta-analysis. I can show you them if you want.
Yeah, but the sample size of these randomized, it's just, I don't know if it's reliable, and the way they collect data is through like a questionnaire, like, oh, did you eat meat in this period of time, etc. It's not really reliable. We can't really understand as cause and effect that you eat this happen. It's just.
Sorry, can I ask you how many times a week do you eat some kind of offal?
Okay, about once every 2 days.
Once every 2 days. Do you find that a reliable data about? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Once every 2 days you eat offal?
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you're making a good point.
No.
You're making a good point as to why these studies are not good in their questions.
No, I'm making a good point against you. That's the type of questions that are being asked, right? And most people, when they go to a supermarket or when they buy food, they do it consistently. So they remember what they bought, right? But also randomized controlled trials are not going to be questionnaire based. They're going to be biopsy, biomarkers based, they're going to show real health outcome data. And it's going to correlate with the things that you find objectionable, which is cohort studies. It's going to be correlatable to that.
I mean, how long are they going to... It's just because you can do a blood test one day and then the next day and your levels will be completely different. It's just a snapshot into... You can't really... There's no long-term... They haven't put a human in a little box and studied them for their lifetime,
They don't need to do that because surely you are
They do it with animals. They get rats, they get mice.
Well, mice are not human beings, right? You understand that? So that's why
but
animal
they do
trials
get mice
are so...
and use them like that.
Yeah, so that's why animal trials and in vitro studies are very low on hierarchy of evidence because incredibly weak. Because A, we're not mice. B, that's hypothesis generating, right? That's where they start. They start by feeding mice and they say, oh, this might happen. And you know what happens most of the time? In 95% of the time, they get higher on hierarchy of evidence, and what they find in animal trials is just total bullshit. So,
well, I've seen animal trials where they, for example, they inject the mice with some sort of vitamin, etc., and they study the effect on the mice's sexual function, and then they correlate it to humans. But it's I don't know. Is that not evidence?
Well, if it's correlated to humans in the randomized control trials and then in meta-analysis, that would be fantastic. But if all you have is an animal trial without correlation with randomized control trials and meta-analysis as to collect all the data, then no, it's going to be shitty. Because again, in 95% of the time, whatever they find in animals is not going to correlate to actual human beings. So you can't derive any understanding of what happens in a human being when they consume food from animal trials because A, you're not a mouse, sweetie, I'm sorry to inform you, and B, it's a hypothesis generating system that is incredibly cruel, but we're not talking about ethics right now. Literally, they only oh, what if we do this? And then they pump a mouse a bunch of things that we don't even consume like that, right? For instance, when they were doing good trials on bioavailability of things, right? For instance, they fed mice a huge amount of raw lentil dust, right? And that's not how we interact with lentils. What we do, we soak lentils and then cook them, right? Or just cook them even, and we eat them not as our entire diet. We eat them as a small amount of the day, right? So the way they do trials to animals, first of all, it even habitually is not how we interact with food, but also we are not mice. I don't know how else to tell you. Mice are different. In mice, they can see some kind of a acute response, and then if they test it in human beings, then it would be corroborated. But taking just mouse trials and saying, oh, look, blah, 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 it's silly, because that's not what those studies are for. Those studies are not for telling us what happens in human beings. At all.
So you are against, let's say, animal trials which are being used to advance the vegan diet, for example, if it would be possible. From a purely scientific perspective, you would be objecting to animal trials, which, let's say, they kill, control
I'm a huge
mice.
objector to animal trials. Not only do I think
But
we
it
have
works,
the technology.
right? It on
No,
some
it's
level
not.
it works.
It
They
doesn't
use
work. That's the
animal
problem.
testing.
It doesn't work. That's the problem. It
Really?
It
Really?
correlates to human trials in 5% of the time. So it doesn't fucking work. And we do have technologies to replace it. They're just expensive technologies. So most people,
But there have been great breakthroughs assisted with, animal trials and vivisection, animal
Can I tell you
dissection,
something
and
really incredible? Can I tell you something incredible?
yes.
We can treat multiple cancers only in rats.
Yep.
Because of rat testing. Okay, how does
Yeah,
that
but
help
yeah.
humanity? How does preventing cancer only in rats help the humanity?
So it's like testing. It's just a testing. So one step closer to the real
it's
matter of
not.
fact. And
It's not.
if you
in
test
fact,
it
wait,
suppressing
Felix,
something in a
hold on.
mouse,
Felix, hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop you right there because you are factually incorrect, right? So
What do you mean?
Listen. When we test
sure.
let's say we test a cancer hypothesis on a mouse, right? In 95% of the time, it's not gonna do what we expect it to do in human beings because it just doesn't translate, right? So we are wasting 95% of time and resources by doing things on mice. In 5% of the time, it also happens to correlate with human beings. But think of the 95% of resources and time and drugs that we're wasting. It could be going the other way as well. It could be that we found a drug that is literally killing mice, but would save us from PDAC cancers, for instance, right?
Okay,
But we
okay.
disqualified it
yeah.
because it killed the mouse. So it's incredibly detrimental to the progression of the medical establishment to continue experimenting on mice. And we should find a different solution, the one that correlates with human beings more than just 5%.
Yes. So I want to say, so you use this figure that 95% of the time it's ineffective. This to me sounds like a sort of marketing almost figure. Anyway, it says here that the COVID-19 vaccines were like the rapid development of them was basically assisted through mice, ferret, and monkey studies.
Yeah, sure, but the
penicillin,
COVID-19,
polio vaccine, insulin as well.
I have to
for
stop you right
diabetes.
there again because you're again wrong. The COVID vaccine wasn't invented in 2020. It was, the mechanism was already known. They were just going through the progression of scientific evidence in order to validate it. That's it. They have
I mean,
to.
it was
They
still made
have to in
possible
most.
through animal experimentation. It was made possible through. Doesn't
Sure,
matter
but
if it
they've
was.
been working on the fucking
um,
thing. They've been working on mRNA for
Yeah.
like 40, 50 years before that. Did it originate
Yes.
in some animal study? Yeah, fucking lucky, because only in 5% of cases does this work. Like, imagine if we
Can I ask-
replace this
Of course,
technology.
but the science behind it, it was fundamental to the science was the animal experimentation. They wouldn't have made as much progress in the mRNA science. Of course, before the
they would
development
make
of the vaccine, but the
more-
vaccine was only facilitated by the science.
They
which
would
was
make more progress if they found a way to test the hypotheses that translate like 95% of the time instead of 5% of the time. We lost more than we gained is what I'm trying to say
But
to you,
but
and
you
you're
see
not
why that-
listening. We
but you
lost
see
more
why
than we
that
gained.
scientists- But you see why scientists use mice and things of that nature as opposed to humans, right?
Yes, of course, it's incredibly cruel to do it on humans. It's also incredibly
But
cruel to do
why
it
do
on
you think
mice
they
for the
do
same
that?
fucking
Is it-
reason.
So they view mice and these animals as disposable, and
Yeah.
they don't view humans as disposable because obviously you inject it with something, there's an adverse
They used
reaction.
to.
There's all sorts of
They used to. Remember that when they did such experiments on Jews in the Holocaust?
Oh well, they would have made big scientific progress. I mean, if
Yeah,
you
was
think
that
about
good then?
the scientific
Was
method,
it good to experiment on Jews because they made a great scientific progress?
of course, it has bad moral implications.
Yeah,
to
I would
experiment
say
on
so.
humans.
As a Jew myself, I would say that has bad moral implications to take humans and
But it
test
has
on them
positive
the way we test on
scientific
animals.
progress
So
resulting
therefore,
from it.
yeah, so therefore we should go away from testing on animals the way we find it not acceptable today to test it on humans, even though it progressed the medical establishment by testing on human beings, even though
Yeah, it did, right?
though it
It did.
progressed even though it progressed science to test on human beings like that, it's still morally fucking abhorrent, and we should stop doing this to animals because it's as morally abhorrent. They are also sentient beings that don't deserve to be sacrificed on the fucking for our progression. We should find other
Yeah,
ways,
yeah.
and we already have those ways. They're just not widely adopted.
Would you say that mentality is in a sense anti-scientific?
No,
Can I
anti-science.
ask a very quick moral question? Anna.
Yeah, go ahead. Of course. I
for
assume
you,
you're
Anna.
speaking to me.
Yeah, Anna, I have a quick question for you. Let's say we had some sort of like Holocaust-like medical research facility somewhere in the world, and
Okay.
due to that being accessed by everyone says like it's bad, it's bad, whatever. But we can shut it down but by shutting it down, we reduce the amount of scientific discoveries by 500%. Would you still be in favor of shutting it down, or would you let it continue?
Okay. This dilemma is basically a rephrasing of like, would you rather kill one person or kill 50,000 people? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you rather a train go through one person or?
Yeah, but we're not
So
talking
I would say that the Holocaust facility, in a sense, like let's say we need to understand the numbers here. Let's say billions of people are dying of some sort of disease, and that this
Well, they're
Holocaust
not.
facility
They're
is the
not.
only
I never
solution to
implied that they are.
save these people.
I never implied
Then-
that they are. Because when it comes to rats and mouses or whatever, nobody is saying that these mice are literally saving billions of humans, right? All we know is that having this Holocaust research facility helps us with the research about human bodies and human in general, right?
Well, we
Would
have
you
to
let
see
it
the
happen?
results. I'm not. I
Bruh.
cannot appraise the results. Like, let's say, how serious are you talking? What sort of
Yeah,
advancements?
let's say
curing cancer, etc., etc. Like what?
yeah, let's
You
say that
can't
we
just
do the
say,
same experiments as we do on the rats, but these are humans. And they are bred
oh,
to
obviously,
be.
obviously not, because the rat experiments is giving little progress. But can you raise the stakes? Maybe say that the Holocaust facility enables the cure of cancer. It enables like something,
Yeah,
right?
let's say it can speed up our knowledge about cancer by 500%. Would you let it happen?
Okay, how many people have to be sacrificed in the Holocaust facility?
As many as it takes. How about one?
As many as rats as there is
Well,
of rats.
give me some numbers because it could actually be
Jesus
that it's
fucking Christ,
worth it
man.
to run.
Wait, can
How
I
many rats
experiment
do
on
we
you if it
experiment?
progresses the entire humanity? It's just one being, just you.
Wait, what?
It's just
Sorry.
one being, but it's you.
What? It's me? Okay, like
You will
yeah,
be
sure.
tortured
No,
and
no,
then
no,
you'll
no,
be
no.
slaughtered.
No, I would not volunteer. Okay,
No, there you
I'm not
go.
going to be a volunteer.
But
I
you're
will,
willing to volunteer
but I will
other
find
people for
someone
it.
else.
But you're willing to volunteer
Yeah, well,
other people for it, huh?
well, someone is going to be
Selfish
so
bastard.
noble and selfless and
Yeah. Did you know that
very
mice
moral,
don't
and they will.
volunteer? Did you know
Wait,
that
do you
mice don't
think these?
volunteer actually?
Yeah, I was about to say they're not noble. They never agreed to any of this.
No,
And if we,
it has to be voluntary. Okay, voluntary, and maybe you can also get people who are on like their deathbed.
Oh, damn
Don't you know that there are
oh
people
Jesus,
who?
they,
You
What's
don't
it
believe in
called?
human rights. We're not gonna continue talking to you. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Don't you know about euthanasia, like voluntary euthanasia?
Please, I don't think they
Yeah.
understand the analogy I'm trying to.
No, I think they understand. They just have like rotten morality.
No, I'm very moral person. Personal, like I've never
Are you
done
vegan?
anything.
I'm sorry,
Are you
sweetie. I'm
vegan?
sorry to disagree.
Wait, are you vegan?
No.
Yeah, of course, I am vegan.
I know you're vegan, and you're in favor of animal testing.
Well, if it increases the
Wait, why are you
outcomes of the
vegan?
vegan diet, yes,
Why
it's
are you
better.
vegan?
It's a lesser evil.
Why are you vegan? Because you were talking to me about offal. Well, isn't eating offal better for pregnant women? So I don't believe you that you're vegan. So
No,
why are
I'm
you vegan?
saying I was asking on a purely objective scientific, like, is it better for, let's say, pregnant women to consume offal to have healthy offspring?
And yet
That's all.
you sent me research about how people are meant to eat meat, right? And you're telling me that you sacrifice your like health and longevity based on what the facts that you think they are to be vegan. Why?
What?
Why are
Why
you
are
vegan?
you
What's your
sacrificing?
connection?
You sent
Oh,
me.
why am I vegan?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be moral. That's all. You know.
Yeah.
What does
Why
that
is it
mean?
moral to be vegan? Sorry, Felix, you go on.
Because I will reduce animal suffering. You know.
You go on, Felix,
Directly.
you go on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a little bit of LARPing going around. It's hard for me to like. Even vegans would understand about animal testing and tell you exactly why it's wrong. We kind of
I
try
think
to.
animal testing is personally. I think animal testing is wrong, but it really does involve some deep ethical consideration because the benefits may outweigh the the costs
You'd have to
in some
demonstrate that.
cases.
Are you like a utilitarian?
Utilitarian? Yeah, sure.
You are? Okay.
So why are you bullshitting me, by the way? You saying that you're vegan because you are in my Discord server and you are on the non-vegan side. So why are you bullshitting us?
No, I tried to be vegan. That's all.
Tried?
Okay.
No. Okay.
I will. Okay, that's wrong. I should not claim the title of being
Yeah.
vegan, but I do think it's a moral good.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think that when it comes to utilitarianism, like there is a little bit of an issue. I don't really like talking about this, but I kind of feel like you could agree as a utilitarian that there is a good amount of evil we can do to outweigh there's a good amount of evil we can commit to make up for the good.
By the
Yeah,
way,
exactly. That's
I banned you
that's
from my
what I think.
I banned you from my server because I don't want dishonest people on it. Why are you laughing? You literally just lied to us. Why are you laughing? Is that what moral people do? Yeah, don't pretend, piece of shit. Holy fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
Just do this for now.
Are you guys done with this moron?
Yeah,
Or do you guys
absolutely.
want to continue? Okay.
I was gonna test my I should have gone to the ancestral thing. I should have gone there because I do
That's
have
the
like
rule.
I do have a way to like show absolute stupidity in the ancestral claims that I wanted to test out. I should have done it while I could, because it's rare you find such a moron. But okay.
I wanted to quickly add in the beginning of the conversation when you were talking about nutrient density, something you usually say, but not now, that it's to compare the nutrients per calorie is better than nutrient per gram. Because if you want to eat, for example, 3,000 calories, you want as many nutrients as possible in those, and that would be better to. And you used to say this, it was only a nitpick. So I think you forgot to add that in now, because I know.
Sorry, what did I forget to add?
The importance of like when discussing nutrient density to look at the nutrient per calorie.
Oh, well, yeah, this shows it nutrient per calorie. They didn't make the claim, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
However, they were just bullshitting, right? So I've showed this is per calorie, pretty sure, this list, right? And the fucking meat falls in the middle of a pack at
I
best.
wasn't. Okay. I was just listening, so I missed what you posted. Okay.
Yeah, I try not to add like irrelevant stuff. If they would make a claim something about nutrient density, like that this is wrong or something, then we would call into calorie stuff.
There's you know, I kind of maybe a bad example because it's not a study or scientific, but you know Joel Furman, right? The medical doctor who advocates for a plant-based diet, but he says that it's okay to eat 5% animal products because he's not in it for the ethics, and he just thinks that you should eat as much nutrients as possible. And then he says you should eat mostly plants because they have the most nutrients per calorie. And he comes to the conclusions that less than 5% of your foods should be from your calories should be from animal foods if you want the highest nutrient density. Even if you would.
Here's the thing about Joel Furman. Here's a weird anecdote about Joel Furman. He's a gibberish generator in quite a lot of his claims, but he's like really interesting in other claims. And I actually accidentally went vegan, not vegan, sorry, I accidentally quit smoking because of Joel Furman. And it has nothing to do with him, and it has something to do with what he said, and my brain extrapolated it into a different thing. So just a quick little thing to say.
It's not.
Top Fear, we just scanned our cows today.
Sorry. What did your music? This must be a nice little video. Sorry. I need. It's my time to put Instagram post on, so I'm doing that. Apologize for the sound. That's great. Not great. I guess before I do this, maybe I should end the stream. I'm not feeling like continuing anyways. All right, guys. See you later, I suppose. Bye. All right. Sorry, I'm gonna finish abruptly. There's an amalgamation of things, me not feeling great, me needing to pee, and me needing to put a post on Instagram. So, guys, thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, bye.